Alright, let's get going. Chimes only.
Set. Cabin attend button. Push. As crew info. Set.
Remember guys, as we discussed earlier, Cartagena airport does not have gateways. Does not have taxiways, so we are
Avianca 9277, cross runway 1, hold short of runway 1.
we're actually entering the runway here, and we have to taxi all the way down to the head of the runway, and then we have to take the small jug handle there and turn around to position ourselves heading towards the north and then take off.
Avianca 9277, cross runway 1, hold short of runway 1.
Cross runway 1, hold short of runway 1, Avianca 9277.
Yeah, we're taxiing a little too fast here, so let me cut down on the throttle. Here we are, getting ready to taxi. Getting ready to take off. Hopefully our FPS will cooperate with us today, and we'll be able to take off and climb without major issues. Alright, we're coming up here to our turn, right into the jug handle. At least they make it easier here. Other airports you have to do it within, there's no jug handle, you have to do it within the runway. That's always fun.
Avianca 9277, fly heading 010, runway 1, you're cleared for takeoff.
Alright, we'll respond in a moment. Don't rush me.
Avianca
Contact ATC. Request takeoff.
Alright, we'll
runway 1.
do our checklist in a moment. Alright, one thing at a time. Read back transmission.
10, runway 1,
Done.
Avianca 9277.
Position lights. Strobe and steady.
Position lights, stove and steady. Strobe and steady.
Set. Left and
can
right
see it.
landing lights on.
Landing lights on.
Set. Auto throttle active.
Auto throttle active.
Set. LNAV or HDG cell active. Set. VNAV active. Set. Weather radar on. Captain. TFCDIST greater than 5. Set. Transponder TA/RA. Set. Captain clock timer ET. Set.
Alright guys, we're ready to go.
Thrust
One,
stabilized at 40% N1.
yeah, one more thing. Wait. Performance. Oh. This is probably not the best time to do this. I should have done it before. My calculation in here. It's a simulation, so we can get away with it. 27 2985. Takeoff weight 145 143. Alright, based on this, oh, my trim is supposed to be 4.25. That's what I'm trying to figure out. 4.25, so we have to trim it down to 4.25. That was the one last step that I forgot. That's about 4.25. No. No, wait. That's about 4.25. Alright, so we're ready to go, guys. Okay, takeoff. Remember, our rotation speed
Check.
is 146.
Activate tow gun or mic switch. Set.
Alright, 146. Gear up.
Autopilot engaged above 1,000 feet HEL.
40927.
Remember, we're
Contact center on.
climbing.
135.
Gotta be at 1200 by the time we get to CG-901. We'll respond to ATC in a moment. Let's just keep climbing.
1,000.
Set. Airspeed bug. Flaps up speed.
Yeah, let's collapse our flaps.
Set. Flaps. Retract. Above each previous flap bug. Done. Landing gear lever. Off.
Landing gear lever. Landing gear lever. Landing gear. Landing gear lever. Off.
Set. Auto brakes. Off. Set.
Follow our checklist.
Engine start switches 1 and 2. Auto.
Auto.
As needed. Pressurization selector. Auto. Checked. APU bleed. Off. Checked. Engine bleed air 1 and 2. On. Checked. Left and right air conditioning pack. Auto. Checked. Isolation valve. Auto. Checked. Left and right duct pressure. Working. Checked. Contact ATC. Report high end position.
Contact center on 135.8. 95, Avianca 9277. Avianca 9277.
There you go, guys. Look at that beautiful view of Cartagena tonight.
Avianca 9277.
Textbook takeoff.
Altimeter 2985.
Done. Chimes only. Off. Release cabin.
All right, let's release the cabin crew.
9277.
Set. Cabin attend button.
Avianca
Push. As crew info.
9277. Rafael International. Altimeter 2985.
Yeah, we're letting the automation take over. All right, we're reaching Ilmake just as planned. We should be at 10,000 feet. All right, we're just about there now.
9277.
Fuel facing lights. Off. Low pressure lights. Checked. Left and right landing lights.
All right, let's turn on the landing lights.
Set.
Avianca 9277.
Left and right runway turn off lights. Off. Set. Taxi light. Off.
Resume on navigation.
Set. APU.
9277.
Off. Checked. Pressurization selector. Auto. Checked. APU bleed. On. Checked. Engine bleed air 1 and 2. On. Checked. Left and right air conditioning pack. Auto. Checked. Isolation valve. Auto. Checked. Left and right duct pressure. Working. Checked. Fasten belts. Auto.
Fasten seat belts, auto.
Set. Recall. 6-pack push.
Recall.
Captain or first officer. Set. Recall. 6-pack all off. Captain and first officer. Checked. Heading bug. Adjust track. Set. Altimeters.
Let's switch our altimeters to STD.
First officer. Set. Standby altimeter. STD. Set.
All right, it's all going according to plan. All right, guys. Well, thank you for staying tuned in. We are currently flight level 5150, way on our way to flight level 360. We're approximately, I don't know, 30 nautical miles south of Cartagena, well on our way to Bogota. Takeoff was uneventful. Should be reaching our top of climb in approximately let's see what the program says. Program says we're going to be reaching top of climb at 4:53 Zulu, so that's 7 minutes from now, 50 nautical miles. So we're 50 nautical miles from our top of climb, and we are 391 miles from Bogota. Should be arriving at Bogota at 5:46 Zulu. That should be an hour from now, so that would be at 12:46 in the morning, so we're definitely late. You know, this flight is so short that I don't know that. Yeah, I might have the opportunity to show you guys how I how I speed up the time, how I do the forwarding, not the forwarding, I'm sorry, but the accelerating of the simulation, so we don't have to sit here. But you know, weather seems to be some weather here on our way to Bogota. It's pretty cool. All right. So if we come back to our flight log here, well, we kind of missed the takeoff time. That was what, you know, we were in a ILMIC at 4:43 Zulu, so I would say like 4:39 Zulu was probably our takeoff time. Just for the record here. Would have been 23:29, 23:39. So we took off at 11:39 p.m. That was our takeoff. Currently at 23,000 feet. Let's check with ATC. All good. Nothing but clouds down there. We're 135 nautical miles out of Ugalu, so I think I'll be able to show you guys how I do my accelerating of the time here, so we don't have to sit for the entire hour heading to Bogota. It's alright. We got about 10,000 feet to climb to get to our top of climb. Hey, welcome back, folks. Here, Captain Apex here. We are flight level 280 out to flight level 360. We're right around Magangue in Colombia. We have, as you can see here, we have an 18 knot headwind. It seems a little windy. Remember, X-plane is actually simulating real life conditions. But we're making good speed. 426. It's our ground speed. So, you know, should be arriving in Bogota at 5:46 Zulu or 5:46 UTC, which according to my calculations should be 12:46 a.m. Once we reach the top of climb, I will start using the Alt F keys on the keyboard. I'm sorry, Alt T on the keyboard, which will allow us to speed up the time up to 16 times. This way,
Bank angle 10 degrees above flight
right?
level.
You want to change our bank angle to 10 degrees?
Yeah.
You do that once you pass 30,000. Anyway, we want to get to Atana, which is going to begin our descent into Bogota. We want to get there pretty soon, so we don't have to sit here and wait. It's very windy. today. As you can see down here on the DU, we're almost there. We're 20 miles out from top of climb. 24 nautical miles from top of climb. That should be at 456 Zulu. So let's go ahead and put it into our sheet here. .2356 local 11, which is 456 Zulu. It's gonna be your top of climb. So this whole equation, I'm not sure I want to get into this, but you can just fill out some stuff here. You know, top of descent. Well, we don't know our top of descent yet. Destination is SKBO. We'll know our top of descent, which once we get to our top of climb. So we're 17 nautical miles from that point. We're at 33,000 feet, flight level 330. This was a good climb. Let's take some outside view. I like this one. You do this one holding by pressing Shift F2. Pretty cool stuff. If you want to do it again, you hit Shift F2, Shift 2 again. Make it consistent, you can do Shift 8. Still climbing, so we still have a nose up. Anyway, let's get back into the cockpit. We have a little over 1,000 to go.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go, yeah. Let's look at our flight program here. If you wanna see your progress on the FMC, you simply hit the program button, and then in here you'll see your last waypoint, how much fuel you had then. Alright, so let's just do this real quick. Cabin lighting, ground services, cabin lighting, let's make it comfortable, cruise.
Cabin lighting. White medium.
White medium.
Entry. Set.
And then we'll make our announcement. This is our level off announcement.
Play.
Alright. Pretty cool. Right there. Alright. Top of climb. Alright. So if we go back and we take a look at our program here, we can see that our top of descent is going to be at 520 Zulu. So we enter it here, 520 Zulu or UTC, which is, you know, top of climb. Right now we're on top of climb. It's less than an hour, so, you know, in longer flights I like to fill this out and get an idea of how many hours and minutes I got left, but this is such a short flight, it's not even worth it. I'm only 171 nautical miles from top of descent, so I'm gonna skip that. But I like to put in here that we're gonna be at 546 UTC is our target to be in Bogota. And then this is where the cool stuff comes into the picture. So according to this, we have the Ugalo. We're 71. Are we? Wait a minute. All right, we're 70 miles from Ugalu, which is our next waypoint. And then after that, we got DTU. That's 109 miles. So this is how I do it. According to this, we're gonna be at this waypoint at 513 Zulu. So I like to write that down. I like to document it. So I type DTU equal 0513 Zulu. And this will make sense now. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up 16 times, and I do that by pressing Alt T, and notice how my ground speed just increased by 16 times, and now I'm shortening the distance. But the problem when I do this is that it doesn't reflect on the time, so I'm gonna have a time offset there that I'm gonna have to compensate for once I get to the OTU waypoint. And if you have a turn, you wanna hit Alt T again about 5 nautical miles before, so that you don't want to do the turn, like you don't want to adjust your track while you're going 16 times, you know, the speed, because that just messes up the whole simulation. That's why when your next waypoint, when there's a turn or a track adjustment, you want to switch back to normal simulation speed about 5 nautical miles before the waypoint, then let the automatic pilot adjust the heading for you, and then you can resume once these once this purple and white line align. And once they do, you can resume. Like, I mean, we only have 38 nautical miles, but just to show you, I'm gonna hit Alt T again, and it's gonna get me there really fast. And I wanna hit Alt T again about 10 before,
Destination landing runway.
because my descent is about to begin. And before my descent begins, I want to, just like I showed you, I want to compensate for the time difference. So, you know, before we're gonna be at DTU at 513 Zulu, and it's not 513 Zulu, it's only 5. But to do that, you go back here to your flight config, customize, and you just make the minor adjustment here. Make it 510 UTC, and that way, if you're in a long haul flight and you keep doing this over and over, then you'll eventually simulate the actual time without having to actually sit there all the hours. Okay. So with that said, it looks like it's time to begin our descent. So we have to begin our checklist by entering the fix on the FMC. So to do that, you click here on fix. We're shooting for runway 13 left, so you type RW13L, and then you check.
Set.
Decision altitude height.
According chart.
Yeah, according to the chart.
Set. NAV frequencies.
Yeah, I guess we don't even have to do that.
And first officer.
NAV frequencies. This is the important 111.30, 111.30 from our approach plate. So we check that.
Set.
Courses. Yeah.
Approach chart.
So we documented that here during our preparation. So that's going to be 134 is our approach course. So we're going to change it here from 009 to 134. This is what is going to help us establish the establish the localizer. So this is a very important step, which we just completed. Now we want to do our approach reference. So to do our approach reference, we're going to go into our FMC. We're going to click on init ref, and in here we're going to select the flaps and speed. So, you know, I always like to do maximum flaps, But you know what? This time I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna target 145 knots at 30. So you click here to put it in your clipboard, and then you click here to apply it.
Auto brakes.
And now you'll notice how down here you have your reference. You know, 30 flaps 30 at 145 knots. Auto brakes is calculated, so now we go back here into our fuel and payload. We're gonna do a performance landing. So here we're gonna select runway 13 left. Hold on, let's answer. Just respond to ATC. Runway conditions dry. According to when we did the METAR, the wind in Bogota is 04003. So we enter it here. Temperature is 14 degrees. Barometer is 30.35. This is going to give us an idea about our landing speed and calculation. Landing weight 138,494.
Avianca 9277. Resume on navigation.
Alright, let's respond to ATC first. And well, based on this, if we're gonna do 430 for our flaps, no anti-ice, all brakes. So with that said, when you go to the next page, it shows you our reference speed is 150. About 150, we can land about 150 knots, so that's good. First time I do it this fast. And you know, we can do whatever auto brake, so you know, let's take the whole runway. So let's just do one for auto brake. So you come back here and you set one for auto brake.
Cabin lighting. Landing.
Right?
Passengers.
Now it's time to wake up the passengers. So ground services, cabin lighting, takeoff and landing,
Cabin
entry
lighting.
area, white bright,
Set.
and we'll do the announcement
Max announcement.
to let them
Set
know we're
message.
starting our descent
Jesus.
into Bogota.
Plane.
Alright, so we're getting closer. I don't think I can demonstrate speeding up the time anymore because we're so close to beginning our top of descent. And yeah, just as planned, if we look at the program, top of descent 519 Zulu, that's 5 minutes from now, 29 nautical miles, so we're right on track. Well guys, hopefully my FPS, my frames per second will cooperate and stay above 20. If not, I'm gonna have to cut this short.
9277. Fly heading 170.
Flight 170, Avianca 9277.
I can feel it slowing down a little bit. I don't know why my computer is doing this today. Let's cross our fingers and hope that our approach and landing is successful.
Avianca 927.
All right.
Descend and maintain.
So we have here we got air traffic control. They're instructing us to descend to flight level 320. So let's begin by responding to them. All right. So we're gonna start our descent here. We're gonna dial down our altitude and the MCP down to 32,000.
Descend and maintain. Flight level 3.
Yeah, I know, you told me. And this is where the fun begins. So, because we're deviating now from from automation, and we're gonna start manually manipulating the autopilot, we hit vertical speed. And we're gonna go down at about, I like to begin at 1800 feet per minute for my vertical speed. And here we go. Let's document our top of descent here, which happened at 5:16 Zulu, which is 12:16 in the morning local time. Alright, now we're descending.
Avianca 9277.
I typically don't even do this because shortly after they tell you to resume all navigation. I think that's a bug on X-Plane 11. It's a very annoying bug. So right now we're actually descending on our own, but we're maintaining LNAV, and I like to keep it that way. I like to let the automation do the longitudinal navigation all the way down to the glide slope, but then I can control the VNAV, my vertical navigation, better.
Avianca 9277. Descend and maintain flight level 190.
Right, they're instructed us to descend to flight level 190.
Flight level 190. Resume on navigation platform 9277.
Okay, let's dial down. Flight level 190. I think we're going to need to increase our descent rate or vertical speed. So let's dial it down to 2500.
Heading bug. Adjust track. Set.
Alright, let's pause this.